darkness. That's all that seemed to greet you. You're not sure where you are or what's going on, but one thing that you do know is that your arms and legs are bound, leaving you completely immobile. It was then that you noticed that you were laying on something soft, like some sort of furniture, and last but not least, that you're naked. You tried to piece some more information together, but a dim light flashes above you, almost blinding you from its sudden appearance. You blink away some of the spots in your vision before looking up to see a massive glowing crystal looming over your head, high up in the ceiling. Its light shines just enough to illuminate over you, but only up to a few feet away, still leaving the room quite dark. You look around yourself to see that you are indeed naked, lying on a large spacious bed, your arms and legs tied down to the 4 bedposts by a strange, gooey green substance. The 4 bedposts reached up high, creating a veiled canopy and making it even more difficult to make out what's beyond the bed, roaming around in the dark. What the hell? You muttered to yourself, tugging at the slimy restraints, noticing that the strange substance seemed to stretch a few inches, but not giving any room to break free. Ah, so you're awake. A beautiful, velvety voice spoke up with a slight echo, almost seeming as if 2 people were talking at once. "Who's there?" you called out. "I must say, you truly are something." The echoing voice spoke again, your mind quickly registering that your host is female. "It took my grunts quite some effort to take you down. I didn't think a human would give him so much trouble." Your mind quickly remembers what's going on, and, most likely, who your host is. What can I say? I'm usually not one to disappoint, Queen Chrysalis. Beyond the silky veil and ambient darkness, something pierces through the both of them. A pair of emerald green slitted eyes. The sound of footsteps began to sound, echoing ever so slightly as the queen drew closer. It wasn't for a few more seconds that her figure came into view, and even less before she finally stood in the light, finally revealing herself. Before you stood the Changeling Queen, Chrysalis. She adorned a black robe with edges lined in the same emerald green as she, both contrasting her dark ebony skin. Her big, full lips curled up into a wicked smile, showing her sharp fangs, her long, gnarled, jagged black horn protruding through the sea of green, black, lengthy hair. "No, you most certainly don't. I expected nothing less from the Hero of Equestria." "So, what is this?" you calmly inquire. "Where are my men?" "Oh, don't you worry about them," she said, waving off your warrior as she drew closer. "My changelings are keeping them quite entertained." "So you expect me not to worry about your underlings raping mine?" "Rape is such a harsh word. It implies that your men are enjoying themselves. And from their screams of pleasure, I assure you they're quite content," she replied with warm but sinister smile as she reached the bed. "What do you want from me?" "Isn't that obvious?" she asked, using her magic to open the veil, allowing her to stand upon the bed and sultrily walk towards you. When she finally reaches you, she stood between your spread legs, and with a motion of such elegance and grace, she shed her robe, revealing her voluptuous form to you. Up close, it was no surprise that she stood at least a head taller than you. Her narrow shoulders winded down her hourglass frame, the robe now hanging off her thin, slender arms. She pressed her buxomous D-sized breast forward as she widened her stance, her long, beautiful legs adding another aspect to her beauty. She wore a pair of black micro bikinis, of which the bra was of a teardrop design, the fabric barely covering her bits, her areolas more than visible through the sides of the fabric, and even more so with the matching pair of teardrop panties, which was doing no more of a good job hiding her pretty pink pussy as it eagerly dug in between her lips, which contrasted perfectly against her black skin. You knew what was to come, and you certainly didn't want any part of it, as your fighting instincts kicked in, and you started tugging against your restraints. Chrysalis giggles at your struggle as she informs you. You're wasting your time. The goo is strong enough to hold a crumbling building together. You'll never break free. Well, I'm certainly not gonna just sit here and be your toy, you growl back, huffing as you give up your struggle. For the moment. Why not? I do take such good care of my toys, she cooed innocently. Let's play for a while, and you'll find that out personally. No way in hell, you tell her, glaring at her with blatant defiance. That's so cute, she purrs, staring back at you with glowing, lidded eyes. You make it sound like you have a choice in the matter. With that discussion over, the queen looked down at your flaccid member, licking her lips in anticipation. It certainly is a bit different from what I'm used to, but I'm sure the reactions will be the same as any male. Before you can say anything, the changeling pulls her bare foot up and presses it up from under your member, pushing it up until it rested against your abdomen. She smiles as she pushes the limp meat between her toes and begins stroking it up and down its shaft. You growl at her, and then yourself as you feel your body starting to react to the soft touch of her flesh. Chrysalis giggles a bit as she feels your dick slowly growing between her toes. Oh, what's this? Are you actually getting aroused by my feet? She asked in a taunting voice. You give no verbal response and simply started struggling again. But with your gooey restraints holding you in place, you could only let her continue, uninterrupted. I was only doing this to mess with you, but I didn't think you would actually start getting hard from it. Do you like my feet? Do they feel good? Screw you, you bark back. Don't worry. That's coming up later, she assured you, before taking a seat between your legs, pulling her other foot up to join the other as she used them to slowly stroke your steadily growing member. For now, let's have some fun with this. I wonder if you'll come. Won't that be fun? The famed Hero of Equestria ejaculating from the Queen of the Changelings' feet. Huh, that will be a sight to behold. Damn it, you growl as your mind tries to find a way to break free, looking around the bed for anything that might help. I gotta get loose. I can't just sit here and let her have her way with me. But this damn goo is too strong. It won't give me an inch. Shit, there's gotta be some... You're pulled from your thoughts as groans of pleasure escapes you. Chrysalis's techniques was finally beginning to take its toll on you. She chuckles in her throat, watching as you squirm under her touch, your dick already starting to stand tall and proud. Wow, you're a lot bigger than I thought you'll be. But that just means that there's more of you to play with. She then changed her tactics as she placed her right foot on the tip of your cock, rubbing her toes against your sensitive head, while using her remaining foot to fondle your ballsack. You can't help it as your body shivers at the sudden change of sensations. You can no longer deny that what she's doing feels good. No, snap out of it. Don't let her control the flow. Focus. I have to get free, you tell yourself. Ooh, look at that delicious pre dripping from your tip. It's making my foot all sticky. It's like your cock's trying to get me back for tying you down. She teases you, pulling her foot away to examine the slick sheen of your excretion between her toes. Judging from how heavy your balls are, you're pretty backed up. What's the matter? Is Princess Sunbutt not letting her precious hero get his rocks off? That's no good. I would never deny my children from a lease like that. That's just too cruel, even for me. Keep talking. When I get loose, you're gonna regret it. You growl at her. Tough words from a man completely bound and drenching my beautiful feet with his dirty cock. She rebutted with a sarcastic smirk. Oh, she's gonna get it, you think to yourself, going back to tug on your bindings. You're persistent, I'll give you that, she mockingly stated before looking back down at your member. How about I change things up again? Giving you no room to reply, you feel a new wave of pleasure passing through your body as she takes her feet and toes and starts rolling them over your tip. Your back arches slightly before a moan breaks free. Chrysalis's eyes were beaming in delight from the sound. Ah, such a cute little moan I just heard, she squeals happily. I want to hear again. Come on, make more embarrassing noises. She doubles her efforts, doing her best to get you to break down, but you held fast. That moan was the first and last thing she was going to hear from you. You tried your damnedest to ignore the incredible pleasure by going back to trying to break your bonds. But Chrysalis just ignored your thrashings and continues to tease you. You kept tugging and pulling with all your might, and you start to think that your efforts were truly in vain, until you hear something. A nearly inaudible crack catches your ear. You look to the right headboard post and see a crack in the wood. That's it. I've been thinking about this all wrong, you think, a realization smacking you right in the face. Alright, now I got a game plan. You continue struggling your other limbs, hoping to get at least one other post to crack, and from what you hear over Chrysalis's laughing, your left leg managed to crack the bedpost it's attached to as well. Great, now just... Your thoughts quickly ended as you felt pressure growing inside you, demanding to be set free. A toothy grin spread itself across the queen's face as she felt your member throbbing between her feet. Oh, are you finally going to come? I almost thought you never would. It's not good to hold it in, you know, she tells you, the haughtiness in her voice still unchanged. You grit your teeth as you feel your payload about to arrive. I'm gonna... Nope, Chrysalis said blatantly as she swiftly pulled her feet from your cock, leaving it throbbing and twitching, anxious for release. What the hell? You snap. You said you wouldn't deny someone's release. Oh, I wouldn't. But letting you blow your load just once is unacceptable, she casually said as she began crawling over you, causing your body to shiver as her nipples slowly, gently glide over your toned stomach. When she finally reached you, she stayed hovering over you, face to face, her emerald green eyes piercing your own, her confident smile not wavering for a second. You could smell the aroma of pure lust that was flowing off of her and over to you, and though it was almost mind-numbing, almost, you quickly steeled yourself as you glared back into her eyes. That's impressive as well. Not many can resist a queen's pheromones so well, she commented. Tell me, did you know a changeling's venom acts as a aphrodisiac?
Hey, sorry about this, but my videos have been condemned by YouTube and they have placed a limit on the length of the video, capping at 15 minutes. I hate to do this, but if you would like to listen to the next part, you can either click the annotation on the screen or click the link in the description for mobile users. Real sorry about this, but what can I do? See you there.